Hey Flosstube, welcome to this special edition of Creative Whims Studio. Guess what time it is, guys? It's time for a new release. Woo! I'm so excited. This book has been a long time coming. I just think this is the perfect time to get this book in your hot little hands and have time to stitch things before the 4th of July. So let's get started. The new book is called Bright Stars. And, you know, people always want to know, what is your inspiration for this or that? Well, when I was 10 years old, I was in 4th grade, and it was 1976. So our class, to celebrate America's 200th birthday, we had a patriotic parade, and us little 10-year-olds were all lined up, and we were all dressed in red, white, and blue. We had flags, and we walked through the subdivision where my school was located. And we sang songs, and we had this parade on that day. I mean, it wasn't on that day because that was 4th of July. We wouldn't have been in school, but it was towards the end of the school year, you know, like that last week of school or something. And that memory sticks out in my head. Huge. But, you know, it's just love of country, you know, love of God, love of family, love of country. So it just is a part of who we are. Right? So, in order to celebrate our country, I designed 7 cross-stitch charts. They're all fairly small, as you'll see, and they are all stitched on 40 count linen, but they're stitched 1 over 2 on 40 count, but there are no half stitches, 3/4 stitches, any of that. They're all full cross stitches, so everyone that loves Ada, you are going to be so happy with this book. I put off doing this video until today, which is Monday, May 2nd. I was going to record it over the weekend, but I have this congestion going on, and I'm on an antibiotic, and I thought, I'll wait till Monday. Maybe my, that nasally sound will be gone. Nope, still there. So I couldn't wait any longer. Just to let you know, I have sent out the mass email to all the shops. So they are ordering right now for their shops. So get a hold of your LNS and let them know that you want one of these books, and they'll be able to get it out pretty quickly. So, because we're starting to ship today, Monday. So, all right, the first one we have is called Americana Bouquet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert pictures of the photography that I did for the book for each image, just so you can get a better look at it. But I want to also show you by holding it so that you can see the size of it, okay? Americana Bouquet was stitched by Tina Bush, stitched on Picture This Plus Bramble, 40 count. The stitch count is 102 by 100. And I finished it into this cute little pillow, and I used, look at that, I used Lady Dot Creates, what is it called? Thunder Cloud Rickrack for the finishing on the pillow. So I'll just show that to you as well, if you would like to finish it the way I finished mine. But the color matched absolutely perfect. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. Next we have Broad Stripes and Bright Stars. This was stitched by Jan Emmerich, stitched on 40 count, 1 over 2 on XU Designs brown paper. And this one I just finished on an antique book so that it can stand on a shelf. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the stitch count is 93 by 147. And in the book, I put the finish size for 28 count, 30 count, 32 count, 36, and 40 count fabrics. And if you don't know, you more than likely you do. So if it's a 36 count fabric, if you're stitching on Aida, that's 18 count, okay? If it's a 28 count linen, then it's a 14 count Aida, okay? Next we have God Shed His Grace, stitched by Jan Kroon on Newcastle Designs, 40 count dark beige. This one was finished with Dames of the Needle, Colonial Teal, Chenille. Colonial Tea, Chenille. This one is also finished on an antique book so that it can stand up. The stitch count is 134 by 92. Next we have Old Glory. This was stitched by Shauna Rogers on Newcastle Design, 40 count dark beige. This one is finished on a cute little paper mache box that I painted and grungied up. And there will be a tutorial coming for painting these boxes because you all said that you were interested in that. I can't tell you when. It'll probably be sometime in June or possibly July. I'm hoping June. That way if you get this stitched and you want to finish it the same way, you can do that. So I will have linked in the description box below links to where to buy the paper mache box and where to find the finishing trims that I use on these pieces. Next we have Grand Old Flag. This was stitched by Mary Schreiner, stitched on Newcastle Designs 40 count brown paper. The stitch count is 100 by 89. And again, this one is finished on a paper mache box that I painted and sanded and kind of grungied up. So I have it just painted in the inside. I don't have anything special done to the insides. But it's nice in these boxes because you could use them, they're functional, but you can also stand them on a shelf. So yeah, these are pretty handy. Next we have Long May She Wave. This was stitched on 40 count Weeks Dye Works Cocoa. This was stitched by me, so if you watched my channel, you watched my progress on this. So this was, let's do the stitch count. Stitch count 142 by 92. And this is a piece that I purchased at Hobby Lobby last summer. So I don't know that you can get it. Maybe they'll bring it back this summer. But you know, Hobby Lobby right now is probably full on with Americana. So hopefully you'll find a piece that works. This piece was finished also with Dames of the Needle, Shakespeare's Primitive Red. Mini pom-pom. Here is what it looks like. Give you a little close-up view. And last but definitely not least, we have In God Is Our Trust. This was stitched by Vicki Noel on 40 count Weeks Dye Works Aztec Red. And I made that into a little pillow, and I just think it turned out really sweet. The stitch count on this cute little pillow is 98 by 74. So on 40 count, it measures 4 7/8 by 3 3/4. So now how many pillows have I made? I think like 4. It's getting a skosh bit easier. I do want to show you the backs of my pillows. this is near and dear to me because those 3 pieces of fabric, in one of my videos long time ago, I will see if I can find it and then link it here. But my mom and I made some quilts together. This was a long time ago. This was before my dad passed, so I'm thinking it's like 10 to 12 years ago. We made quilts. Mine was a Christmas one and she did Americana. Well, when she was done making the, piecing the quilt together, she had made too many of these blocks, I guess you could, I don't know, they're not called blocks, but anyway, she made too many of those pieces, so I have those here. So I am thrilled to have some of my mom's sewing on this pillow. And then I just took a piece of wool and I put USA, very childlike and rudimentary, but it's primitive, that's what I like. So the back of the pillow is just about as cute as the front. So here is what the cover of the book looks like. And it is full color, you guys. Every single page, full color, including the charts. This is some of my watercolor artwork that I painted for a upcoming fabric line called Bright Stars. This first inside page, it says what you need to know, and that is where I explain everything that goes on in the book as far as who stitched what linens were used. All of the designs in this book are stitched with the same threads. Like the ones that have people in them, they're going to have DMC 950 for the skin tone, but all of the blues are the same, the tans, the reds. It's consistent throughout the entire book. I have the DMC conversion listed. I used for the light blue old blue jeans, and then I used for the navy is Weeks Dye Works Pea Coat. For the brighter red, I used Weeks Dye Works Red Rocks, and then for the deep crimson color, I used Weeks Dye Works Crimson. But in the front of the book, again, this is where you're going to find the DMC conversion here. So that is about it. What I also want to mention is throughout the book are quotes, Abraham Lincoln quotes. I also have song lyrics from our patriotic songs celebrating America. I have a photo of Abraham Lincoln in here. Throughout the book, there's artwork from my fabric line that I designed for Riley Blake Designs. It's just packed full of pretty things. And then on the back, this is what the back looks like. So that's it, guys. I hope that you like what you see, and like I said, they're shipping. We're starting to ship today. We already have orders because I sent out the mass email this morning to all the shops. So they are ordering, so you should be able to get your hands on this book soon. I would say probably next week by the time we ship it, and then they ship it to you, unless you have an LNS you can actually go to, which is such a blessing if you do. So make sure you support your LNS. I will not have this in my Etsy shop for a month because I want to give the shops all kinds of time up front to, make their sales and sell these books. So don't look for it from me until sometime in June. What else? I think that's it. So 7 designs, all full crosses, stitched on various linens, but again, you can stitch with Ada because they're all full crosses, and it's ready to ship now. So get your book, start stitching, and have all these cute little smalls on display for 4th of July. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you a million times over to my model stitchers that made this book happen. So grateful for your beautiful stitching. I couldn't do what I do without you all. And thank you everyone that watches my videos and supports my designing. I'm so thrilled. So anyways, guys, don't forget, create every day. Bye.